Welcome to another tour of rural Japan. And this time I'm going to give you a tour around my town of Inan. And this is from my new tripod and recording in my car. And I've kind of sped up the video footage here, so forgive any weirdness that may occur. Anyway, this is near my house, and I've elected to leave out the actual housing complex due to co-workers who live there and have their laundry hanging out. It's just, for their privacy. We just passed the Nintendo, and on the way up the road is off to the right is where the junior high school is. And you can see that there is quite a bit of farming land and rice paddies out here as well. But not so many cars, although this is a pretty busy day. Enan is a pretty rural town, about 5,000 people, and only one convenience store, the Popura, which you see right here. And now moving back in the opposite direction, going towards my supermarket, you can see more rice paddies as well as some houses, and it looks like it's burnable garbage day. There is the supermarket, which we will look inside later, and the post office. And if you come around here to this light, we will turn and head up towards one of the elementary schools. And there's some rows of tightly packed together houses here, smaller homes and a couple of small shops. And here up the hill, the high school is also at the top of this hill, is where the elementary school, one of the elementary schools is. And you can see it here. And now continuing down this little town road, you can see all the little houses and a couple of shops. And there's a river off to the left. We'll come around to take a closer look at some of the stuff we passed by earlier. It's a preschool, I believe. And also just a lot of farming land and houses for the families who work out here. It's rainy season, so it's cloudy. But you have to make the best of the weather you got. And this is out back behind where my apartment complex is. We're looping up back towards it. The further you get off that main road we were traveling on before, the more rural the landscape gets. And this loops back around in front of the apartment complex, which you saw there up on the hill. And there's a small shrine situated right on this road. Now heading out the opposite directions towards another one of my elementary schools. We get down here and we'll go into another little section of town with a whole row of houses and some businesses packed together, and a very cute little street here. There are some snack bars on this street, and several of my students live on the street, I know. Lucky we haven't seen any yet. And there is, coming up on the left, a branch of the Sanin Godo Bank, which is where I do my banking. And on the right, there's a little patissier shop. And then further up here on the right, there's a post office. There it was. And now coming up to the second elementary school for this part of town. Turn up here, and there it is. And now, coming back down the street, we'll head back out towards the main road and head in the direction of Hiroshima, which is not very far from here. There are quite a number of gas stations in this town. There's the Shell. And get ready for some more farmland. with some buses passing by, although there are significantly less of those since the new highway got built and it bypasses this town. So, well, it's happening all over the world, isn't it? Small towns like this getting lost in progress. But it's very picturesque scenery. The mountains are beautiful and the colors are very vibrant this time of year whenever it's not raining. I'll come up here, and just a little further than I'm going to take you is the border to Hiroshima. Literally about one more minute up the road, go through a tunnel, and you'll be in Hiroshima. And now coming back the other direction, we'll show you what else is in the little section of town besides that road that we went down to the elementary school. There is a supermarket and a single hotel and a couple of little restaurants in here, as well as, if we turn to the left, an apple orchard up this hill. This section of Japan, or this is one of the sections of Japan, that is famous for apples, Akagi apples. They're very delicious, and you can, when the season is right, as it is not now, come up here and pick them for a set fee. And here we have a sign telling which apples will be in season, and a map of the orchard, as well as some sports fields situated up here for general use. There is some kind of community center here, as well as being situated above one of the rest stops along this highway of Japan. And I know you're thinking this hardly looks like a highway right here, but it is, and it for a long time has been the major form of transport between Shimane and Hiroshima. Now we're going to go take a closer look at the junior high school. Pass through some of those fields we saw earlier. There it is up on the hill. Just pass by its bike parking and swimming pool, and we can turn up and go take a look. The building is pretty recently renovated, so it looks really nice, and it has some nice new features on the inside, including heaters that can be controlled from the staff room. Got a nice view on a clear day. Not as nice as one of my schools in Hirata, which overlooks a giant lake. Oh, and here we have, this is the other part of Inan. This is coming into Tombara. Tombara is not where I live and teach. It's where the other ALT in the town lives and teaches. And it has less people, but the town is a little bit more packed together than the town in my part of Enan, because there's less space on this part of the mountain. Come up to it right now and see the supermarket, the gas station. The Board of Education is down here too. There's even a little underground passway to get across this intersection. But very quickly, we'll head out of it, back up the mountain, and around. It takes about 10 minutes to get from here to my part of Enan. And we both live in relatively the center of our parts. And now I'm going to show you some places that I am frequently in. This is the Juntendo, which is a home goods center, and there are quite a lot of them in this part of Japan, although I'm not sure whether or not it's a nationwide chain. I'm told that it's actually a Shimane corporation, but you can buy pretty much anything you need for your life at home in this store, as well as some furniture, from pest control to tape for packing to office supplies, lights, cleaning supplies, and the aforementioned furniture. You see, I'm going to buy some bubble wrap. Oh, and kitchen supplies as well. Can't forget those. I've bought many things here. and it's very close to my house, so it's very convenient for me to come here. And this is the supermarket, the other place I come on a day-to-day basis. It's very small, but you can get most of your basic necessities here. And when I need to go and get something that cannot be found in this supermarket, like not always ground chicken or recipes I am fond of, I can go to Iinan or Miyoshi, which both have a variety of larger supermarkets. But you can still microwave pre-prepared food and get a variety of things in this supermarket.